The Hasselblad X2D II is one of the most advanced medium-format cameras available today. While its image quality is often the headline feature, the camera also offers powerful customization options that allow photographers to shape the handling of the body to their own shooting style. One of the most important aspects of that customization is the ability to assign different functions to the camera's buttons and control wheels. In this comprehensive tutorial, we will explore the customization possibilities of the X2D II camera in detail. We will walk through the default behavior of buttons, the difference between fixed and customizable controls, the logic of which functions to assign where, and finally a set of practical recommendations for setting up the camera for an efficient and intuitive workflow. This guide is written for both new users and experienced photographers who want to get the most out of their X2D II camera. The article is divided into clear sections, each covering specific parts of the camera body and the options available. Why customize the buttons and wheels out of the box? The Hasselblad X2D II camera is fully functional and ready to shoot. However, as with any professional tool, efficiency is critical. A photographer's workflow develops over time, shaped by subject matter, personal preferences, and technical demands. Reaching into a menu or scrolling through multiple screens to change a setting slows down the process and breaks concentration. Customizing buttons and wheels provides three clear benefits. 1. Speed and direct access to frequently used settings without digging into menus. 2. Consistency and controls that align with how you naturally work, reducing confusion. 3. Personalization, the ability to match the camera's handling to your own creative workflow. Not every button can be reassigned, but those that can offer powerful opportunities for optimization. The key is to make thoughtful choices so you avoid redundancy and ensure each control has a unique purpose. Non-customizable buttons in the right side of the rear LCD. There are 4 physical buttons. These are fixed in function and cannot be customized. Because they are permanent, it is important not to waste customizable slots duplicating their features. The 4 buttons perform the following roles. 1. Playback button opens image review, showing photos stored on the internal drive or compact flash express type B card. 2. Display toggle cycles through different display layouts, including grid overlays, level gauge, distance scale, and simplified modes. 3. Focus reset instantly returns the focus point to the center of the frame. 4. Menu toggle opens the menu or cycles between the quick settings screen and the full settings menu. Since these cannot be changed, you should avoid assigning functions such as playback or focus reset to other buttons. Doing so only duplicates controls and wastes potential customization slots. Overview of customizable controls in the 4 fixed buttons. The X2D II camera offers a range of mechanical elements that can be reassigned. These include auto exposure lock button, autofocus drive button, 1 front function button, joystick press function and button ISO, and white balance button. 1 front control wheel with press function, 1 rear control wheel with press function. The wheels can both rotate and be pressed, but only the press can be customized. In total, the camera offers 8 customizable elements. Entering the customization menu to begin customizing, press the menu button, navigate to General, and select Custom Buttons. The interface displays diagrams of the camera from different angles, front view, top view, rear view. Be swiping between these representations. You can access the available customization options for each physical control. Selecting a control opens a list of assignable functions, which range from metering methods to drive modes, magnification, electronic shutter toggle, crop modes, and more. Front controls. The front control wheel press function. The front wheel is used by default for aperture changes in many shooting modes, but its press function can be reassigned. Suggested options include drive mode, cycle metering method, cycle depth of field, preview, electronic shutter toggle. Functions already assigned to engraved or dedicated buttons, such as ISO or a lock, should not be duplicated here. A practical assignment is drive mode cycle, giving quick access to single, continuous, and self-timer modes with a press. The front custom function button located conveniently near the lens mount. This button is well positioned for frequent use. Assigning metering method cycle here is highly efficient, allowing the photographer to move quickly between evaluatives, center weighted, and spot metering modes. This results in a logical pairing, drive modes on the front wheel press, and metering modes on the front button. Top controls: lens control ring. Many Hasselblad X2D lenses include a customizable control ring. By default, it controls aperture, but this can be reassigned to aperture, shutter speed, ISO, exposure compensation, subject switch for detection. None. While it feels satisfying to use the lens ring for aperture, this can create duplication since the front wheel also controls aperture. For users who often brush the ring accidentally, setting it to none avoids unintentional adjustments. Others may appreciate using it for exposure compensation or subject switching and autofocus, ISO, and white balance button. This button is unique because it supports dual functionality: single press ISO, double press white balance. Because this dual action is efficient and the button is labeled ISO WB, it is not recommended to change its function. Keeping it as is ensures consistency and avoids confusion. The M button factory default assigns the M button to mode selection. However, modes can already be changed using the top dial, making this redundant. A more practical reassignment is magnification for manual focus. Pressing M then toggle zoom in and zoom out, enabling precise focus checks. Reinterpreting M as magnification instead of mode makes the camera more intuitive in practice. Rear controls. Rear control wheel press function. The rear wheel handles exposure adjustments in many modes, but its press function can be customized. A highly valuable assignment is AF tracking toggle. This allows you to turn subject tracking on or off instantly, making it easy to adapt to different subjects without entering menus. Joystick press. Joystick moves the focus point. Many cameras use joystick press to reset the focus point to center, but on the X2D II camera this duplicates the fixed button that already performs that task. A smarter assignment is crop mode cycle. Pressing the joystick cycles through formats such as 6x6, 6x7, 4x5, panoramic expand, and the default 645. This provides quick creative flexibility when composing images. Rear function button. Final customizable rear button is best used for focus and subject detection settings. With a single press, you can bring up options for human, animal, or vehicle detection, as well as focus field size. Using the wheels to adjust each parameter makes this extremely fast to operate in the field. Recommended setup based on the reasoning above. A balanced configuration might look like this: front wheel press, drive mode cycle, front function button. Metering method: cycle, lens control ring, none or aperture. If preferred, ISO or WB button. Keep default M button, magnification toggle, rear wheel press. AF tracking on off, joystick press, crop mode cycle, rear function button, focus and subject detection. This arrangement avoids redundancy, aligns functions with logical positions, and maximizes quick access to settings most often needed during shoots. Autofocus and exposure lock. Two important fixed controls deserve mention. Auto exposure lock AL locks the current metering value, essential when using spot metering on a subject in challenging lighting. Autofocus drive AFD provides back button focus, a technique widely appreciated by professional photographers. With AFD, focusing and shutter release are separated, giving greater control over composition and timing. These functions cannot be reassigned, but they are critical to effective shooting. Practical tips for customization: 1. Avoid duplication. Do not assign the same function to multiple buttons unless it genuinely improves speed. 2. Respect engravings. Buttons labeled with specific functions, such as ISO, are best left unchanged to prevent confusion. 3. Think workflow, not novelty. Choose functions you actually use often, rather than filling buttons with features you rarely touch. 4. Test in real scenarios after setting up. Take the camera into the field and see if the layout feels natural under pressure. Adjust if necessary. 5. Keep muscle memory consistent. If you also shoot with other cameras, align controls where possible to reduce mistakes. Conclusion: the Hasselblad X2D II camera is more than just a camera with extraordinary image quality. It is a tool designed for professionals who value both artistry and efficiency. By carefully customizing its buttons and control wheels, you can tailor the camera to your personal workflow. The key is to avoid redundancy, use logical pairings, and respect the functions that are already well placed. Assign magnification to the M button, crop modes to the joystick press, and tracking toggle to the rear wheel press, while leaving ISO and WB untouched. This approach results in a streamlined, powerful setup that allows you to focus fully on your subject rather than navigating menus. Taking the time to customize your X2D II camera will reward you with smoother shooting sessions, quicker responses to changing conditions, and ultimately, more freedom to focus on creativity.